Hey, welcome. Every huge company is full of these hidden rules, these invisible engines that keep the whole thing from grinding to a halt. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most powerful and honestly most misunderstood of them all. We're talking about the process gatekeeper.
So let me ask you a question. It sounds so small, right? Just one empty box on a screen. But what's the real cost, the actual dollars and cents cost of one single empty field?
Because, well, this happens all the time. An order goes out the door, everything seems totally fine, but because one little piece of data, the customer's purchase order number, was never typed in, their system just automatically rejects the invoice. And boom, just like that, you're not getting paid.
And look, this isn't just some made-up story. This is the day-to-day reality for so many businesses, where these tiny gaps in data can spiral into massive million-dollar headaches. It's the hidden cost of not having the right info when you need it.
So how do these massive systems stop this from happening? Well, they've got a secret weapon. In the world of SAP, it's technically called the Incompletion Log, which, let's be honest, is a pretty boring name. So we're going to call it what it really is, the process gatekeeper.
So what is this thing? Basically, it's a feature that double-checks your work. But here's the really cool part. It's not just a big red stop sign. It can actually let you save an incomplete order, but then it smartly blocks a future step, like stopping that order from ever getting on a truck.
And this, right here, this is the most important idea of this whole explainer. You have to stop thinking about just making a field required. That's old news. Think of this as an intelligent gatekeeper standing guard, asking, hey, are you sure you have everything you need to go to the next stage? Okay, so let's break that down. A simple required field is just a brick wall. No data, you can't save. End of story. But the process gatekeeper, it's way smarter. It's flexible. It lets a sales rep, say, save a draft order they're working on, but it makes sure the warehouse can't accidentally ship something that's going to cause a huge billing problem down the line. It's a smart, conditional stop.
So, how does this gatekeeper actually know when to open the gate and when to keep it shut? It's simple, really. We give it a rule book. We define its rules of engagement.
And what's awesome is that all this complex-sounding stuff really just boils down to three core questions. First, what process are we going to block? Second, what specific piece of data are we looking for? And third, where exactly does this rule need to be enforced?
And this slide shows that first question perfectly. Answering what gets blocked is literally as simple as checking a few boxes. You want to stop the delivery from being created? Check. You'd rather stop the invoice from going out? Check that box instead. You get to decide precisely where that gatekeeper stands guard.
And the level of detail here is amazing. You can apply these rules with surgical precision. You can set a rule for the entire order, or you can get granular and set a rule for just one item on the order. Maybe a service contract doesn't need a shipping address, but that physical product sure does. The gatekeeper knows the difference.
All right, now let's see how this all comes together, because this is where the real strategy kicks in. Based on the choices we make, we can get two completely different results from the exact same problem. So let's go back to our missing PO number. In scenario 1, we set up Rule A. If that PO number field is blank, you block the delivery. What's the impact? The sales order gets saved, no problem, but it hits a dead end at the warehouse. The problem is caught and fixed before a single box ever gets packed. But what if we chose Rule B instead? We tell the gatekeeper, hey, if the PO is missing, block the billing process. Now, the impact is completely different. The product is shipped out to the customer, but the system puts a hard stop on finance, preventing them from even creating an invoice until someone hunts down that PO number. And that's the whole point, right? It's the exact same missing field, but the effect on the business is night and day. One choice freezes logistics, the other freezes finance. This isn't just some tech setting, it's a critical business decision about where you want to enforce your rules. And that really brings us to the final and I think the most important idea today. Understanding this tool isn't just about the technical nuts and bolts. It's about developing an architect's mindset. I absolutely love this quote. Anyone can figure out how to make a field mandatory, but a real pro, a solution architect, sees this as a tool to build a governance layer, a web of smart rules that protects the health of the entire business from start to finish.
Because that's the end game here. You want to design a system that catches mistakes way, way upstream, when they're still just typos on a screen, so you can prevent them from turning into expensive, real-world disasters down the line at the loading dock or in the accounting department.
So, the next time you're doing anything in a complex system, booking a flight, using a banking app, whatever, just ask yourself, what are the invisible process gatekeepers working behind the scenes here, checking all the data, and making sure this whole thing actually works? I guarantee you'll start seeing them everywhere.